my travel tips, a few disaster stories that I'm going to share with you, and then just some clothing items, some travel accessories, and then just some things that I like to use that make traveling a little bit more enjoyable. I think we all can say that whether you're someone that travels every single week or someone that only travels once a year, getting delayed at the airport can be super annoying and can just be something that really puts a whole damper on your whole traveling experience. There's no way to ever really know if it's going to happen to you, although unfortunately, more often than not, I would say when I travel, I get delayed, especially if I'm having multiple flights and stuff. It just never seems to really work out super smoothly. So number one travel tip I would have is just, honestly, if you have something to do the day of, I wouldn't recommend flying in that same day. I've definitely been on flights where I had an event to go to and then, you know, things got messed up, things that were totally out of my control or more to do with like the airlines, or maybe one of the planes had a problem, or, you know, weather or something like that. Just things that you can never really know if it's gonna happen. So my biggest travel tip, honestly, would be go in the night before if you can, because it really sucks when you're on your way to something special and you maybe have a short amount of time in between when you have to be there and when you get in and your flight gets delayed. But so with flights getting delayed and you're stuck in the airport, things that I like to do, of course, are like work on my laptop. I also like to read books, and that can be a great pastime as well. Although when you're sitting in an airport terminal, sometimes it's really loud and noisy and it's a little hard to like dive into a book, although I will go ahead and leave some of my favorites below if you are interested. And that leads me to something that is really great to actually do when you're stuck in an airport for an extended period of time waiting for flights, and that is to play a game on my phone. Now this video is sponsored by Game Loft, so I wanted to give them a quick shout out and thank you for that. But I have really been loving Dragon Mania Legends. It's a really fun game because you can breed a bunch of different dragons, over 200. You can actually go through and like build their habitats, and you can have a lot of fun with the decorations and the different colors. It's definitely very immersive and you kind of get lost in the whole world of it. And I will be honest, honestly, I didn't think I was a huge game person until I tried it out, but once I did, I just have so much fun kind of customizing it, really making sure that my dragons are nice and powerful so that they can actually battle each other in these 3-on-3 battles, which are surprisingly fun, and you can do that with people from around the world. So it's really interactive and it's something that you can honestly get into, and before you know it, you've been spending like 30 minutes, and you know, it makes the time fly way faster when you're just waiting around for your plane to come or waiting for them to put you on a new plane, whatever it may be if you're a little bit less lucky. Dragon Mania Legends is also a free app, which is always fun. It's always kind of annoying when you have to pay for things. I don't know why. I feel like apps when they're free just always a little bit better. But it's definitely something you guys should check out, and like I said, it's free, so why not? Honestly, go ahead and give it a download and come back here and let me know if you enjoyed it. Like I said, even if you're not a huge game person, it's honestly really fun to get into when you have some time to kill. And like I said, you know, reading a book or doing something like that, even working, can be a little bit difficult in a noisy airport terminal. So having something where you can really get into it, you can really kind of focus and play around with it, especially if you're a bit creative like I am, I think that just makes it all the more better. And once again, Dragon Mania Legends is free and available on the App Store for iOS, Android, and Windows. So I will have a link to it below if you want to go ahead and check it out. Let me know if you guys do and what you think of it, and if you're going to be using it on your next trip. I definitely will be, and I'll be inserting a few of my favorite dragons as well. And now I'm going to talk about a few items that make traveling a little bit easier for me. First is my luggage scale. Yes, you heard that right. I have my own luggage scale. Now, I will say I have tried picking up my suitcase and putting it on like a normal scale that you use to weigh yourself, and that just like doesn't work at all. But the worst thing ever is getting to the airport and having your bag be overweight and then having to pay for that overweight fee, or something that's a little bit more awkward and embarrassing, having to like open up your suitcase and like remove things out of it. I've done that, and I've had like bras and underwear go flying because I'm like in a hurry trying to like repack my suitcase in the middle of the airport. It's really not fun, and I like to avoid that if I can, but I am a serial overpacker. I don't know what it is. I think I just like to have options. I mean, most of us girls probably agree, you know, you gotta have a few different pairs of shoes and stuff, and then it really adds up, and you always kind of underestimate how much your bag weighs. At least I do. I'll like pick it up and be like, you know, this is heavy, but it's definitely under the weight limit, and it like never is. So having this is super helpful because I can just attach it to my luggage and then go ahead and weigh it and make sure that I'm under the limit so that I'm definitely good. I'm also going to be giving one of these away because I think they're very helpful and something that not everyone would think to buy, but if you are an overpacker like me, you'll appreciate this. I also have this from Lady Jane, which is a really cute little luggage tag. As you can see, she has a gorgeous little top knot and then her vacay sunglasses. And I like to put luggage tags on my bags because, you know, honestly, a lot of people have luggage that looks really similar. I really try to get luggage that is bright colored and almost like borderline obnoxious patterned, just because I feel like it helps it stand out a bit more. I also think that if someone's gonna try to steal your suitcase, which I've had happen to me before, you'll definitely notice it if someone's picking it up because you have this bright hot pink suitcase, so it's gonna definitely stand out from the crowd. But if you do have kind of more plain luggage or you don't really want to buy bright colored stuff, I would really recommend getting a luggage tag like this one. And as I said, this is also going to be included in my giveaway along with the scale, because definitely some things that you need. And the last thing that I want to mention is this nice little carry-on. So this is actually from Nicole Miller. Really, really pretty. This is actually the one that I'm also giving away as well. I have one of my own, but I'm not going to show you mine because it's a little bit dirty. But this is what it looks like, which is really nice because you can hold it by these top handles like this. This fits perfectly under the seats on the airplane, so you don't have to worry about that. And then here you can see it has all of these different compartments. Honestly, when I'm looking at it, it kind of slightly looks like a dog carrier, but it's not, I promise. So you can see in here you can put all of your clothing, your shoes, whatever, and then all of your toiletries and makeup and stuff can go in here in these nice compartments, which I think is super great because whenever I travel with my stuff, I'm always worried about things exploding and getting all over my clothing, and I've had that happen with a shampoo bottle, unfortunately, and it's really not fun. So having these clear compartments is really helpful, especially for your toiletries and just anything that you don't want exploding. So if you would like to be entered in the giveaway to actually win the luggage scale and this and the luggage tag, then just go ahead and leave a comment here on this video letting me know where you are from and a place that you think I should travel to. It can be a place that you've been to, a place that you would like to go to, or even where you happen to live. I would love to know because I'm really trying to do a lot of traveling this year. And then I will be announcing that winner on Twitter, so make sure to follow me on Twitter as well. It's just Megan Parkin. And lastly, I want to share some fashion tips for traveling, which may sound a little bit funny. I know a lot of people like to be really comfy and just really casual when they travel, but I personally always like to look, you know, kind of nice and put together, and I honestly think it makes me feel better when I get off the plane because honestly, when I do get off a plane, I always feel slightly gross just being in that recycled air and stuff and all close to people, but if I at least feel a little bit put together with my outfit, it just kind of adds a little bit of a nice element and something I enjoy. So my first tip would be baseball caps. These are such a lifesaver when you're on a plane because a lot of the time your hair can get flat or greasy or just not look the best, especially if you try to sleep on the plane and you're like crunched up in a weird position. So I would definitely invest in a nice baseball cap, but invest in one that's a little bit more fashion oriented. Of course, you know, I love sports ones and stuff like that, but they don't always necessarily look that like fashion forward. And this one is one of my favorites currently. It's a satin baseball cap. I actually have a bomber jacket in this same material and it's really pretty, but I got this from Urban Outfitters and it's actually just really, really cool. With like an all black outfit, it's just super elevated, and I like to wear like black leggings and just a black jacket and this, and you look pretty cool, and then also it's very casual and it keeps your hair nice as well, so you don't have to worry about having a bad hair day on the plane. I also wanted to show you guys this one. It's this pink like acid wash speckled one, and I got this from Forever 21. I'm obsessed with this baby pink color. It's like my color for spring. Just so, so pretty. I want everything in this color, and this is one of my favorite baseball caps of the moment. And my standard outfit for when I go on a plane would be a bomber jacket, a nice pair of leggings, thick leggings, definitely ones that you can't see through anything. I really like Lululemon, Zella are really nice, and then like a comfortable boot or shoe or sandal depending on the season and the weather, but definitely something you can get off very quickly and in and out of for going through security and all that kind of stuff. But I did want to share a few of my favorite bomber jackets because these over like a flowy tank top instantly make you look put together and nice, but they keep you nice and warm on a plane because planes are cold, and also they're very comfortable and soft most of the time. So while you look nice and put together, it's really kind of a little bit of a lazy outfit while you don't actually look lazy, so that's always great. This first one is an olive green color, just your standard bomber with a little black trim, and this is from Boohoo, which is super, super cute. And then I have this black one if you want to go a little bit more trendy. It actually has the embroidery on the sleeves, the roses, and then the little young love saying in the back. And the sleeves of this are more of a cotton material, and then this is actually like a satin on the bodice, which is really nice, and again, gives it a very like elevated look and kind of more trendy. Definitely a lot of celebrities have been wearing like these more shiny satin bombers, and I got that one from Forever 21. I got this brown suede one, which is actually super thin, which is nice because it looks heavier and thicker, but trust me, it's super thin, so you're not going to be hot or anything. And I love the detail on the back of this. Look at the crisscross. I feel like this looks really expensive, especially with the gold details and stuff, but Forever 21, so such a steal, honestly. And then real quickly, I'm going to tell you a few of my travel disaster stories. Like I said, with the idea of not traveling the day of somewhere, definitely also make sure to bring the clothes that you need in your carry-on. Anything that's really important if you're going to a special event or something. I've definitely had a scenario where I had to go to a really formal event and I brought my dress in my bag that I checked, and while I made it to my destination in time, my bag did not, and it was lost for an entire day. And of course, it was lost on the day that I needed my dress that happened to be in the bag. So that sucked. I had to go out and buy a full new formal dress, and it was just really unfortunate. So after that, I learned to travel on my carry-on with anything that I specifically need for that day. I also have a friend who got a new job, and so he was super excited. He was going to this really important meeting, and he actually flew in a pair of basketball shorts and like a t-shirt just to be comfortable and kind of casual on the plane. I understand. But once he got there, his luggage didn't make it, so he had to go to his meeting in his actual basketball shorts and t-shirt, which was not very professional because everyone else there was in their nice suits, and his unfortunately was also in his suitcase that didn't make it as well. And if you've been watching me for a while, you also probably remember my story when I was working on my laptop nicely in the aisle and they were coming by for drink services, and the flight attendant dropped a can of beer onto my laptop and shattered my laptop screen. That was definitely very awkward. I talked about that once before, and it was a really weird situation because he told me not to like tell on him because he thought he would get fired or something. And at first it was a tiny little crack in the edge of my screen, and then it grew all the way down to my screen and ended up ruining my laptop. So I guess my tip would be don't sit on the aisle because they might drop a can on you. I don't know, just something that definitely has happened to me. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely make sure to check out Dragon Mania Legends below. Let me know if you enjoy it, and then also go ahead and leave me a comment if you would like to be entered in the giveaway. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!